So this week, I haven't been able to go to my Toastmasters class. So because I've had the flu. So what I'm going to do instead to practice my speaking is do a few rapid fire questions that I've put together that I haven't had much time to look over. So it will be just a random response. So here we go. Childhood memory. My childhood memory would be that lollies used to cost 1 cent. Lollies would only cost 1 cent. Nowadays, you stretch to get 3 for 5 cents, or even, I reckon you might even get like a Fantail, 1 for 10 cents, if you're lucky. Favourite pizza toppings is prosciutto with a little bit of mushroom and capsicum and really thinly sliced potato. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Interesting sports to watch. So sports that are a little bit different that I enjoy watching would be darts, pool. Yeah, darts and pool. 3 words that best describe me would be determined, stubborn, and quirky. Onion or garlic? That's a tricky one. I would probably say garlic because I love the smell, especially when you're cooking some vegetables and you put some garlic in with your vegetables. Yeah, I love the smell of garlic. However, when you're cooking spaghetti bolognese, I like the smell of onion as well, but I'm definitely going to say the smell of garlic, so I'm going to go with garlic. To contradict or defy. I sometimes contradict my thinking, but I'm going to say defy. Worst smelling breath, without a doubt, is tuna. I don't like tuna breath. If you've been eating tuna, go away. Best quality in a partner, above everything else, is humour. So if you can make me laugh, you pretty much have my heart on a platter. And even better, if you get my dry sense of humour, yeah, it's a win-win for everybody. So by far and above, my best quality in a partner is humour. Genre of movies is comedy and probably drama. Paintings. When I go to an art gallery, I really like to have a look at modern art. I really love the colourful, the different colourful colours that the artists use when they, colours, when they use the different bright colours. So I definitely love the bright colours. And there are certain colours that I'm particularly attracted to as well. So I don't understand the blank canvases. I don't understand like the ones that are kind of blank and they've got like a line through them. I don't know how to interpret those, but I'm trying hard to understand them a little bit more. So yeah, I definitely like modern art when I'm going to the art gallery. My favourite ice cream, if we're talking out of a tub, I definitely love cookies and cream with a shitload of ice magic on top, just to finish it off. Love that. And if we're going to get one out of a freezer, I'm going to go with a Maxibon. I particularly like Maxibons because they're kind of the best of both worlds. If you've ever had a Maxibon, you get the biscuit at one end and then the hard chocolate at the other end. And then in the middle is like a choc chip ice cream. So I definitely would say Maxibons. Favourite arcade games is Space Invaders. I like the one, I think it's called ice hockey, where you've got the little round things and you hit the round thing up to the other end into the little space. I'm pretty sure that's ice hockey. And I love playing basketball at the arcades, the little mini basketball. And I also like the ones where you hit the button and you've got to get the little thing, the little hook, and then it goes down, and it always misses it. So I'm not very good at that because I'm pretty sure that it's always rigged. However, the other day I did win myself a Dumbo, and I was quite happy with my Dumbo score. So no, it's not rigged, but it's so bloody difficult. So they're my favourite arcade games. Rock climb or abseil? I would say rock climb. Rock climb for sure. Calamari or onion rings? Ooh. Similar texture. Well, not really a similar texture, but let's say a similar shape, yes. I'm going to say onion rings, but I do love good calamari. I don't like it when the calamari, when you bite into it and it's stringy. I really don't like that. So when it's a nice soft calamari to eat, I really love calamari, but I'm going to say onion rings. My favourite drink is espresso martinis. I love espresso martinis, but I also love Bundaberg rum as in a spirit. So yeah, they're my two favourite drinks. I am scared of lizards. I'm very scared of heights also, but lizards. Lately I've seen lots of lizards when I've been out and about the place, and the way they're so sporadic in their movement, I have no doubt, like I've seen lizards that are about this big, and oh, that is so scary. And I would say far and above and beyond that is my biggest weakness is lizards. And if I see a lizard, I'll go out of my way to make sure I'm nowhere near that damn lizard, because the way they move is so sporadic. And I'm sure they're more scared of me than I'm scared of them, but I'm very, very, very frightened of lizards. I'm getting anxious even thinking about it. My favourite nationality is Swedes. I love Swedes. I love IKEA, for starters, but I also love the way that the Swedes talk. I love their wit and their quirk and their humour. But I do love the way that the Swedes talk, and then how they can speak in their language, and then they'll cross back and then speak in English as well. So I do love Swedes. They have beautiful skin, and I like the Swedes, but I also obviously love the nature of the Japanese as well. So they're my two favourite nationalities. Funny thing that happened to me last week was I could smell a beautiful restaurant across the road, and I was thinking maybe I might like to have that for dinner. Now, when I jumped on and looked at the reviews on this particular restaurant, somebody had left a really negative comment, and it got me thinking about why you would, I mean, obviously you have bad experiences in restaurants and that sort of thing, but rather than post, a real negative comment, and the comment was that the food, you'd be better off buying or getting food from the hospital or airline food. And the comments went on and on and on. And I found it, at the time, I found it quite funny. But when I started thinking about it, I thought, with reviews and that sort of thing, and each to their own how you go about this, but rather than send out a negative review worldwide, I would probably approach the store if you had a bad experience or you didn't enjoy your food or whatever it might be, rather than, put out a really negative review on, especially the way the food tasted. Like if you weren't happy with the food, you would maybe go and see the store and say, hey, it was a little bit bland, or, the meat tasted like an old boot, or do you know what I mean? Like it'd be not a much nicer way to go about going and seeing somebody or seeing a store if you weren't happy with a particular product or staff person or whatever it might be. But it was an interesting, funny type thing that did happen to me. But I will form, and I'm very much like that, I will form my own opinions and own judgment on people and food and restaurants and that sort of thing before I will make an informed decision on other people's critiques or what they might say about something. And I think that's one of my qualities, is I will always go about making and forming my own opinions, not based off of what somebody else said, but it's something to think about for me anyway. Worst smelling breath is tuna. If you have tuna breath, no, it's a no-go zone. I really hate tuna. Am I easily persuaded? No, I'm not easily persuaded, no. The first number that pops into my head is 177. There you go. Am I a spiritual person? I would think that I was a fairly spiritual person. I think sometimes things happen to me that I don't particularly understand, but I kind of feel as though, you know, somebody's looking out for me, or sometimes I'm just really, really, really lucky and different things happen and I just think, where did that come from? Or, you know, who's looking down at me? And, you know, and even if I go through a rough patch in life or whatever, I always have good things happen to me. So am I spiritual? I would say yes, for sure. Definitely a spiritual person. Am I lucky? Yes. Definition of success to me is when I can walk down the street and just out of nowhere have a smile on my face. So it doesn't take much for me to be internally happy. So when I'm internally happy, obviously the externals start to fall into place. But yeah, to me, being successful isn't about how much you've got in the bank, which is lucky for me. But if I'm internally happy, you know, there's nothing that can put me off my game or, you know, make me have a bad day, because I can always find the good in myself and out of things as when I need to. So yeah, it's the definition of success to me is being able to think about different things, or, you know, have a smile on your face when, you know, everything's going against you. But if you're happy with, you know, who you are, then nothing can sort of faze you. So I'm lucky in that respect. My current favourite joke, what is it? If that eye joke could be any more cornier, I like that one. And also, how does a cow masturbate? Beef stroganoff. I don't even think that's right. What do you call a cow that masturbates? Beef stroganoff.